Today we're going to look at Alexia, Queen of the Damned. She's a mercenary. Has some pretty neat abilities. Has Battle Wizard, which is pretty common with these solos. She has Grim Return. She could bring people back. She has a neat ability with her sword where if she kills a living enemy model, she can return a grunt to a friendly unit, which is neat. I don't know about her though, to be honest. Let's look at the model. In my opinion, I think what holds her back, let me change this light situation a little bit. She only has 5 health boxes, which she's got pretty high defense. And she does have a little bit of, she has life drinker, so, you know, she has a little bit of sustain built in. But I don't know. She's 5 health points. I feel like she will be getting murked before she has a chance to do much. But it's definitely a cool model. She works for the Gravediggers. As always, stay tuned and I'll go over her card and we'll read her abilities line by line. That's pretty awesome. Let me see if I can zoom in on those runes. Actually show up in the resin like that. Nice detail. Yeah. Alright, Alexia, Queen of the Damned. She is a mercenary solo. She costs 4 points. Has 5 health. She works for the Gravediggers, the Storm Legion, and the Winter Corps. Speed 6, Arcane Attack 8, Mat 7, Defense 15, Armor 16. No keywords up there by her name, which is pretty interesting. Probably one of the first models I've come across that has an extreme lack of keywords up there. She has Battle Wizard. Once per turn, if she destroys or removes from play an enemy model, she can immediately make a magic ability, special attack, or special action. For her magic abilities, she has Dominate Undead, which is a range 10 arcane attack. You take control of target enemy non-leader undead warrior model hit. You can immediately make a full advance with that model, followed by a basic melee attack. Then it expires. A model can only be affected by Dominate Undead once per turn. That's a cute ability, but in my opinion, that is way too corner case for me to put much stock in. It has to be a non-leader model. It has to be undead. It has to be a warrior model. How many of those are you even facing in your games week to week? In my meta, basically 0. But her second ability, Grim Returns, range 5, target-friendly trooper model. If the model is in range, return 1 destroyed grunt to its unit. The grunt returns with 1 unmarked damage box. Place the returned grunt within 2 inches of the target trooper model. Then they have to sacrifice its movement and combat actions the turn they return to play. So Grim Returns, that's a pretty common ability. We know what it does. It's kind of cool that it's on Battle Wizard. So potentially she could be bringing back multiple models a turn. So that's a little cute. Her third option is Hellfire. Range 10, POW 14, magic attack. Models disabled by Hellfire cannot make a tough roll. Models boxed by Hellfire are removed from play. So POW 14 is pretty decent for that. Denying tough, removing from play. POW 14, range 10. That's a pretty good attack, to be honest. Her arcane attack is 8. Yeah, that's a pretty good attack. She has an ability called Sucker. If this model is directly hit by an enemy ranged attack, choose a friendly non-incorporeal warrior model within 3 inches to be directly hit instead. That model is automatically hit, suffers all damages and effects. So that will help keep her alive, which is good because even though defense 15, arm 16 is pretty darn good, 5 health boxes is a problem. So Sucker is definitely going to keep her alive, and you're going to have her surrounded by warrior models that she can bring back with Grim Returns. So that's going to help her stick around on the table. She also has Wages of Death. When this model makes an attack or damage roll, it can suffer 1 damage point to re-roll the roll. Each attack or damage roll can be re-rolled only once as a result of Wages of Death. Oh man, gambling, I suppose with her defense as high as it is, unless somebody's coming up at you massively buffed, if they're having to roll real high to hit you, then that's probably worth suffering the damage point to make them re-roll a successful attack. But you have to be careful of that because you could be letting them get a second chance at crits, if that's what they're trying to do. On the armor roll, I don't know. She's only armor 16 with 5 health. You're just going to have to judge for that. If it's like a POW 8 swinging at you, dealing a couple points, maybe have them re-roll. But, any kind of jack or anything, or decent POW 13 or higher, I would not risk a re-roll on that one. Unless she's going to die either way, and then why not? It's a weird ability. Just seems like gambling. I'd rather she just have 8 health and get rid of that, personally. Witchfire is her melee attack. It is range 1, POW 12. It is a magic weapon, and it has a weapon master. Not too bad, POW 12 with weapon master. It has death toll for small or medium based models. When this weapon boxes a living enemy warrior model, remove it from play and return 1 grunt to a friendly small or medium base unit within 8 inches of this model. Place the grunt within 2 inches, same as Grim Returns. And because of Battle Wizard, you can also use Grim Returns. So you could trigger death, kill 1 model, and trigger death toll and Grim Returns, and plop 2 friendly grunts back into play. She has Devour Essence. A model hit by this weapon loses all essence points and soul tokens. Again, in my meta, I don't see essence points. Very rarely do I see soul tokens. I guess the ability to deny them. Well, you're not denying them, you're stripping them. I guess that's situationally good, Life Drinker, when you box a living enemy model, you remove D3 damage points, as well as doing the death toll, as well as doing Grim Returns or whatever else you want to do with that. A pretty interesting toolkit. I wish she had a little more health. Sucker, I guess, it will help keep her alive a bit, but you want her surrounded by little infantry for sure to help keep her alive, and then she can keep bringing them back if she's dealing some damage. And Weapon Master POW 12, especially on a charge, you definitely have the potential to do some damage. But yeah, that is Alexia.